first of all, I'm going to talk to you about what the diet-free weight loss program is. It's not a diet, first of all. It's not about depriving yourself. It's not about calorie counting. You'll be glad to say. You know, you can eat whatever you actually want to eat. And it's not about the food that you eat. It's about the quantity of the food that you eat. Now, saying that, people tend to naturally make better choices. When you're able to eat whatever you want to eat, you kind of want to make choices for yourself because, you know, you're in control, you're in the driver's seat. So if you would normally eat, say, for example, this much, so you might eat a whole pizza, what the diet-free weight loss program will do, it will make you eat this much, actually what you need, as opposed to what you have been eating, which has led to the weight. So it's a completely different way of looking at things, and I know that might seem a pretty scary one, like, whoa, what do you mean I can eat whatever I want to eat? But just trust me, this works. Okay, if you look at this diagram, when you're eating this much here, which is generally for the body. Now, what I always say is, when somebody doesn't have a weight issue, they're basically just putting into their body what they actually need. So this analogy, imagine somebody who's slim going to the petrol station, they'll fill up the tank, they'll drive around till it's empty, they'll fill it up again, they'll drive around till it's empty, and this scenario just keeps going and going and going, and there's no excess. So these people are only eating just enough for their body. Now, when you have a weight issue, you're not just eating this for your body, you're eating this extra bit here, and this is for the mind. Now, take this scenario, you go to the petrol station, you fill up your tank, and you think, that looks nice, I'll just put a bit on the back seat, I'll put a bit in the glove compartment, I'll put a bit in the trunk, and you're eating all this excess which is not needed. So this is what I call head hunger. So if you only ate for your body and not this extra bit, you wouldn't have a weight issue. So what we would do, which is unlike traditional methods of dieting, a traditional diet would try and chip away at the amount of food that you eat for your body, and it doesn't account for this yellow dot here, this mind hunger. In fact, it does everything to fight against it. So what we're going to do is tip it on its head, and we're going to take away this mind hunger, this head hunger, so you're only eating what you need again, and that's it. When you were born with this weight management system here, just eating for your body. If you think of a baby cries when it's hungry, it gets fed, and it just takes on board what it needs. It doesn't take on all this extra stuff here. Now, this extra stuff here, this mind hunger, head hunger, this can fall into two categories, and I like to say it can fall into the category of eating for comfort or eating for protection. If we look at the eating for comfort, basically what you're doing is you're eating to tranquilize or change the way you're feeling at a particular time. So you could be eating for comfort in terms of you might be bored, you might be eating for reward, sadness, even happiness, stress, habits, all these reasons why you might want to change the way that you're currently feeling. Now, the protection side of things is slightly more in depth in terms of it usually goes back to a reason why that the protection is needed, and I'll give you some examples of that. Say, for example, if you were bullied when you were younger, there's a subconscious security in having that weight around you. It kind of creates this protective layer. Maybe it makes you less noticeable. You know, if you're attractive and you're overweight, you might feel a little bit more in disguise, a little bit more in the shadows. But I will go into more depth into some of the other channels about the reasons why people find themselves overweight, but it's certainly very, very important to get to the underlying reasons why you're eating for reasons other than comfort, because when you deal with those reasons, you haven't got that need for the extra fuel, and you can actually let the weight go. And that's the aim of this program. So hopefully you understand a little bit more about what this is about. It's all about getting rid of that head hunger, so you're only eating what you need. And the great news about this, folks, is that you can actually eat what you want. And I promise you that this channel is going to open your eyes as to why you might be doing what you're doing. When you understand why you're doing what you're doing, it's then possible to change it. And this program is all about change, and big change.